Hey, everybody. Welcome to the latest installment of 10 Minutes on Brand. I'm Will Straughn, Chief Growth Officer here at Focus Lab. In this week's episode, I had the pleasure of meeting with Shabnam Gideon, Director of Strategy here at Focus Lab, about the concept of market research, what it is, and how it should or should not play a role in a rebrand. And with that, let's go ahead and jump into our conversation. All right, Shabnam, excited to have you here today to talk about market research and how it pertains to branding projects or for any companies that are going through rebranding. Because we have a lot of clients and we have a lot of people that reach out to explore potentially working with us. And one topic that comes up a good bit is the topic of market research. You, as our strategy director here, I would love to get a quick kind of definition from you about what market research is in general. And then also, like, is it the same thing as a focus group?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for asking. Thanks for having me here to talk to you.
Yeah.
So, market research generally, I'll define it generally because sometimes when our clients come to us, they have a definition in mind. So, I'll give you all of like potential definitions and talk about what we mean in the context here at Focus Lab.
Great.
So, generally, market research is just like asking questions to figure out, it's like an exercise in gathering information to figure out what's going on in the market and who the customers are and what are they like. So that's just generally what market research is. Most times market research is used when a business is trying to figure out like how to tap into like an existing market or how to define their market more clearly. So that in that sense, it's more of like a business strategy exercise. They do it to figure out, will this product or service that we're thinking about be viable, or how well will it do, or how well is an existing product or service doing in a market, and what can we do to improve it? So in that way, it's usually used to like figure out how to tap into new markets or adjust a current product. I think oftentimes when our clients come to us and they say market research, I think they're often thinking the thing that you're describing, which is focus groups. They say, hey, they're thinking, do you take the branding work that you do and put it in front of audiences and get them to react to it? And that is the part that we don't do.
Okay.
We do understand the audience because we use the market research that the client and their marketing teams have already done. Most of the times our clients come to us and they have a team and they understand their audience to a certain extent, certainly in a basic level, but then they often do like campaign-based research to figure out, who do we send this email to, or who do we market this set of products to, or whatever. So we don't put our branding work in front of those audiences because it can be a limited engagement for a variety of reasons. I can get into that in a minute. But in essence, we do research to understand your audience. We have a spreadsheet that we work with you to fill out that helps us understand a little bit more about who your audience is, what their behavioral characteristics are, what they're like as humans, so that we can understand how they work. So we do have an understanding of audience, but we don't put our branding work in front of focus groups or other user groups.
Okay, got it. So, market research is valuable for a variety of things, but the one thing that we're experts in is branding and leading organizations through rebrand. So, let's dig it one level deeper. So, why does Focus Lab not do market research during branding engagements?
Sure. So market research is usually, as I was describing before, used in response to a given situation to solve a particular need. And it's often a need that can be solved by talking to an audience and see how they react to something.
Okay.
This is where we need to get into the difference between branding and marketing.
Okay.
Marketing, we always say brand is the push and marketing is the pull. You'll hear us say that very frequently. And what that means is that a brand is about who we are as an entity, as an organization, philosophically, energetically, verbally, visually. It's about all of the things that make us up and really capture who we are if we had to liken us to a human being, right? It's like, what's our identity, a definition? Marketing is so I'm a person and I have my own characteristics, and some of them are not very great and some of them are really awesome. But when I talk to people, I try to only present to them the great ones, right? Like that's me marketing myself. So we have to take what is true for a brand's identity and then present it to the world.
Mm.
When we present it, that is marketing. So when we take it and spin it in a certain way to accomplish a certain end. So you asked why we don't do market research. It's because our efforts are focused solely on identity and getting to what's central to who we are.
Mhm.
If we were to take what's central to who we are and put it in front of people, we would have to take not just what we look like, but also our motivations, our habits, our behavioral characteristics, and try to put them in front of the market as well. It's really hard to do to present the whole of a brand in a limited engagement. You often are showing in the branding context just a logo, and to get somebody to respond to a logo without the context of your purpose, your mission, your vision is a limited engagement. Like it just doesn't get you true feedback on how successful your brand might be. The other thing that market research can do in that, or putting your brand in front of an audience can do, is to lead you into design by committee. It can ask like, oh, what do you think we should do? Or what do you think we should do? And then everybody's beliefs and things that they gravitate toward, which are often informed by what's in the market now, starts to feed into yours. And then suddenly you could easily become something that is already out there, or you look like everybody else that's out there.
Right. And no one wants to be in a Frankenstein situation where you made
Yes.
so many people happy that now you look like everything. I like the I like the metaphor of using ourselves as a brand, right? I would never want to put myself in a focus group and then tell me who I should be, because it's probably not going to be who I am.
Right.
And then people are going to tell that I'm acting not myself. They're going to think that, oh, this guy's a total poser. He seems off. He's saying things that don't seem right. Where I feel like, based off of the example you gave, if a brand tried to use a focus group or market research to generate the soul of the organization, it's going to feel weird and it might not be authentic. And if that's the case, it's going to be hard for their team to represent that brand culture. And it's probably going to be tough to get a lot of buy-in. So that example makes a ton of sense to me. It scares me that I know there's a lot of companies that do that, right? With stuff as
Sure.
simple as a logo, because you can't judge a logo on its own, because that's not how anyone will ever consume it, right?
Exactly.
But it's tough, right? Because people do like to play that game. This looks like that. I've seen that before, where if you see
Yeah.
in the full context of a brand, you actually come across that a little bit, not as
Yeah.
often. Shalom, any other kind of points that you want to add about market research? Maybe when it does make sense, when it doesn't. I know we're limited to 10 minutes here, and we're running short on the clock. See, I always keep an eye on the clock. Any last minute pieces of wisdom about how brand leaders should think about market research in terms of how they could utilize it, or if they should, when going through a rebrand?
Yeah, when going through a rebrand, I think it is helpful to go ahead and do a little market research legwork on your own. It's fine to build personas, send some surveys out there, get an understanding of how your brand is perceived now, because we can use an understanding of perception about what your brand is now to drive where we should go in the future. So that would be some helpful internal research to do that allows you to engage with your clients however you would like to, put the things in front of them that you would like for them to respond to, particularly around perception. And if you're good hearing from your clients that things aren't working in a certain respect, we can help you change that about your brand and speak about them in a different way. So
I love that. Yeah, it's a little bit of pre-work, because oftentimes a lot of our clients, they have an understanding of their perception, but if the perception is not how they wish, oftentimes that's a major pain point of even how they got to us. So it is pretty common that our clients have that information as we get started. Well, Shabnam, thank you so much. 10 minutes goes by quick, especially with a topic as dense as this. But I really appreciate your points. And yeah, I'm going to have you on 10 minutes on brand again soon.
love to. Thank you.
All right, Shabnam, take care.
All right. Bye-bye.